2 of my Valentine's look. This is more of an evening look. I went with a darker eye, but not so dark that I couldn't still rock a bold, hot pink lip. At the end of the video, I show you 2 different lip combinations so you can see whichever one you might like best. I am using the Revlon Kissable lip stains. I'll talk to you more about those a little bit later in the video so you can see why I love them so much. Now for my eyes, I went with the smoky eye, but I smoked it out over a nude base, like with a nude eyelid, so it really keeps it from being too dark and heavy. So I think this is totally fine to do eyes and lips, both bold and bright and beautiful. I know normally people will tell you to choose eyes or choose lip, but I chose both, and I think it looks fine. So, I think that this is wearable for the evening, for a night out. I'm just wearing a black dress, my hair up in a big messy bun because this has really been my go-to look, and I think it even works for date night. And then just a little pair of drop earrings so that to keep it simple with just this kind of glamorous makeup. Now this could be worn at night, or you could totally wear this in the day. Y'all do whatever you want. But if you are interested in seeing just how I got this look for my Valentine's Day tutorial, then please keep watching. Okay, so let's make these 2 sides match. I'm going to start off by priming my eyelid. Today I'm using a different primer than I normally do, and it's the Wet n Wild Fergie Eyelid Primer. Wanted to test it out, I heard it was really good. Just gonna squeeze a little dollop of that on my finger and then blend that all over my eyelid up to my eyebrow. Okay, next, from my Wet n Wild palette in Lust, I'm gonna be taking this lightest shade, which is just kind of cream with a little bit of a shimmer. And I'm going to be applying that right underneath my brow bone and in the corner of my eye. And next, switching to my Wet n Wild palette in Greed, I'm going to be taking this flesh color right here. I believe this is the Creme Brulee, which you can buy in singles as well. And I'm gonna put this all over the rest of my lid. And I'm also gonna run it into my crease a little bit. Now the reason that we put eyeshadow on our crease that we're not going to be using there is because if you lay down a shadow first, then when you take any darker colors to blend, they blend much easier if they're blending on top of another shadow and not onto your eyelid. Next, I'm going to be going into my NYX Caviar and Bubbles palette and using this shade here, and I'm going to be blending this above my crease but not all the way to the highlight. So as a transition color, right about here, you'll see I'm not in my crease, but I'm just a little bit higher than that. And you can see that just gave my eye a little bit more definition. After that, I'm going to be using the same fluffy brush and picking up this top light slate color from the Greed palette and blending that into my crease. See, the idea is that we're just adding dimension little by little. It looks a lot more natural and graduated. To deepen up the eye, I'm going to take this dark gray color, this little bit of a shimmer from the same Greed palette with a small shader brush and lay it in the outer V. Next, just using that same large fluffy brush, I'm gonna blend it out. If needed at any point, feel free to pick up that light gray color and use that to blend. After that, I'm gonna go back into my Lust palette, get that light cream shimmer color, and put a littlest bit right in the middle of my eyelid, but at the bottom. At this time, you can also go in and redo your highlight. I like to go in with this LA Color Shimmer Loose Eyeshadow. I got this at the Dollar Tree, and it's in a flesh tone. So I'm just going to pick it up and put a little bit right in the middle of my eyelid. And then I'll take a little bit to my highlight. And when you're finished with that, you're just gonna take a small smudger brush. This one is just from Eco Tools. And you are going to take that light shimmer color first from the Lust palette, or any light shimmer color. You're gonna put it in the inner corner of your eye and drag it to about 1/3 of the way through your lower lash line. Swap back to your Greed palette and pick up that dark gray glitter color and work that into your bottom lash line from the outside corner into where it meets the cream color. Next, for eyeliner, just grab your favorite waterproof black liner. I'm using this Urban Decay in 0 because it's more of a dark gray color, and I'm just gonna tight line my upper waterline and put it on my lower waterline only as far as I took the gray shadow, so I'm not gonna completely close in my eye. Next, using my Jordana Fabuliner from Walgreens, I'm just going to apply liquid liner with a small wing on the side. To finish, I'm just going to curl my lashes and then apply mascara. I'm going to be using Benefit's They're Real mascara because I can't get enough of that right now. You feel free to use whatever your favorite black mascara is. Now that's it for our eyes. You could easily add a pair of false lashes if you'd like. The bronzer that I'm going to be using today is my Benefit Hoola bronzer. And I'm gonna contour a little bit differently. I wanted to have a nice, kind of a strong contour. So this is a little trick that I'm gonna show you. And it's just using a business card, your bronzer, and a brush. What you're gonna do is you're going to make the fishy face to find the hollows of your cheeks. And then place the business card underneath that hollow. And this is gonna help give you a nice crisp line. I'm using a small tapered brush from e.l.f. Load it up with my Hoola bronzer and start dropping it right on top. I always put a little bit more towards my ear because I like a heavier contour there. Then just take off the business card and you'll see you have a nice crisp line. But don't worry, we're not going to leave it like that. Next, I'm going to go in with a bronzing brush by Eco Tools with a little bit of bronzer on my brush and blend it out in little circular motions. Next, I'm going to take that on the tip of my brush and do my temples and my hairline. And then feel free to put as much as you'd like. I like a heavy contour. And then I'm gonna do my jawline. For blush, I'm gonna be using 2 different blushes. The first one is this Wet n Wild in Heather Silk. These are very pigmented, so just using one touch and tap, I'm gonna place that first on the outermost part of my face. Now anytime you have product on your brush, the first place you put it is going to have the strongest color payoff. So I'd like to make sure it's a little further back so I don't overload my cheeks. And start working in little circular motions to blend that in. Next, I'm gonna go in with this Milani Powder Mosaic in Sweet Cheeks, and then blend that in and bring it a little bit closer to the apples of my cheeks. To finish it off, I'm going to be using this, which is part of the Fergie Wet n Wild collection. It is the To Reflect Shimmer palette in the color Rose Champagne Glow. It's just this nice pink marbleized highlight. I'm just going to be using an e.l.f. blush brush. I like to take my highlight in on the apples of my cheeks because I feel like it makes my face glow, but you put it wherever you're comfortable. And then just to make sure all of that blends together well, I'm going to finish off with a little kabuki brush and kind of rub all that together, make sure I don't have any harsh lines. I'm going to give you 2 different lips that you could wear with this look. The first lip look that I'm going to show you guys today is going to be a red lip using the Revlon Kissable Lip Stain in the color Romantic. Now these have great buildable coverage, so you could keep layering until you like the effect. So that's the first lip with this look. It's just a nice red. It's kind of a little bit of an orangey red for those of you just wanting to know if it'll work with your skin tone. When I put it on without any makeup on, I was a little nervous about it, but when my whole face is put together, I think the color looks fine. Now you guys, I cannot say enough good things about these Revlon Just Bitten Kissable Lip Stains. I love them. Definitely perfect for Valentine's Day, for those of you that are going to be getting your smooch on. When you initially apply them, they will transfer at first, and then once the gloss wears off, you'll see the stain isn't going anywhere. Now, if you're not going to be smooching, they're still wonderful because you don't have to be worried about whether your lipstick's moving or transferring to your drinks when you drink or anything like that. You don't have to be always worried about your lipstick. You can just put it on and feel confident that it's not going anywhere. So either way, win-win. These are wonderful. So that's the first lip. Now for the second lip, which is the one that I'll be wearing on Valentine's Day, it is another one of the Revlon Kissable Lip Stains, and this is in the color Sweetheart. It's a nice bright pink. I absolutely love this. This is the one I'll be wearing on Valentine's Day for sure, and I think it really complements the pink blush. So remember, these lip stains, y'all, they are where it's at, I'm telling you. So there you go. That is the final look for my Valentine's nighttime look. Really, nighttime, daytime, it's whatever you pick, okay? Whatever you like is what you wear. Whoop! So thank you so much for watching, as always, my videos. I love you guys. You're wonderful. Let me know if you have any questions regarding this look. And then please show me pictures and feel free to tag me on Instagram so I can see them. Just make sure your photos aren't private. But I would love to see whatever looks you do that I do. And I will see you guys next time in my next video. Have a great Valentine's Day. Bye, guys.